Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the Tier 8 US aircraft carrier, the Lexington, and I'm using these upgrades and commander skills. So last time I put out the Shokaku video where I was against the Strike Lexington to show just how bad of a situation it can be for the Lexington. And then I figured, hey, I might as well try playing the Strike Lexington myself and see how it goes. Now this match is not against the Shokaku, it's against another Lexington. Still, you'll at least see what the Strike Lexington gameplay is like against other ships. Now, I will say though that it's fairly similar to what a Strike Midway looks like, except the fact that you don't have any fighters. So, I send my dive bombers first, hoping to catch off like a battleship that would be alone or minimally defended, but there is a Pensacola next to the Colorado and Scharnhorst, plus I have to remember that these battleships combined can have quite a bit of anti-air themselves. The idea is still the same as always, which is to do dive bombing first, then do a follow-up with torpedo bombers plus one dive bomber to try to cause damage over time effects. So it seems that the Pensacola has used her damage control party, which is why I'm just gonna pull my dive bombers back. But even just going closer to that, I still lost 3 dive bombers, and you have to understand that the Pensacola isn't exactly a strong anti-air cruiser. But I mean, since she did use her damage control party, I can simply wait until it disappears. Also, my torpedo bomber and dive bomber that were standing by spotted the enemy Strike Lexington flying all her planes around the map edge. So I think it's likely that the enemy Lexington is either going to try to strike me, or do a similar thing as I was doing to one of the battleships towards the northern side, like the Gneisenau or the Alabama. Now, it's not certain, because honestly it's not the greatest idea to try to go and first strike a Lexington down as another Lexington, mostly because if you don't succeed on the first strike, you waste so much time without actually killing a ship that doesn't engage in combat. So it kinda ends up being a lot less useful, because if you don't kill that ship, you don't remove it, and if you need to do another strike, that's a good 10 minutes gone on just trying to take out the enemy carrier. Meanwhile, the enemy carrier has been, hitting your ships. So it seems that the strike is actually intent on trying to strike me. And he is doing a dive bomber plus torpedo bomber attack first, which is actually a really smart decision, because it means I will likely get flooded, so I will have to use my damage control party, and then he can do a dive bomber follow-up, and I won't be able to exactly do anything about it. So he didn't actually, he did exactly that, set the fire and cause the flooding, so I will damage control party this, even though there are those dive bombers over there. Like right now, I was still hoping that maybe I could get the, could wait until, she comes and does the dive bomber strike too, but no, that seems like it's not going to happen, so unfortunately I will likely get set on fire here. I do try to shoot down as many planes as possible to try to avoid it, but I don't think it's possible. I am pretty sure a Lexington dive bomber strike is going to, yeah. And there it is. Even though they are panicked, I still got 2 fires. However, I should still be okay, since I do have 23,000 HP left. While I say in chat that I'm dead, it still could be very close. I did take out the enemy Scharnhorst though, so at least that's nice. Now, I say dead, but it's not actually true, is it? I mean, look, I have 15,000 HP and my damage con is down or up in 10 seconds, and then I will immediately use it. And I should have a good 8-9,000 left. Of course, the next strike by the Lexington could take me out. And honestly, that would be bad in the sense that the enemy carrier could then, go unopposed. However, you have to understand that it has already been 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And if he launches his planes again for a next strike, they would be going up soon-ish. I think maybe even slightly later. Like maybe in like 30 seconds. Then if they come around the island, fly around the map again for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, he will spend like he will spend strikes until the 10-minute mark on just trying to take me out. Which I don't know if it's worth it, because our team might, might actually win in that time, or, get very close to winning, because, look, we have already took out 4 of their ships. They are at 279 points. And it seems the enemy carrier is actually going to focus on closer targets like that Edinburgh, because she is also slightly out of position, so she can't exactly ignore us here. So we might actually take out her instead. And if I can help with it with my dive bombers, that would be very, very nice, wouldn't it? The Fubuki is spotting me right now, but it should be okay. I have a Chapayev and a Colorado between me and the Fubuki, so that should be completely fine. And here's going to be the dive bomber drop. And Lexington hasn't actually used defense ventier. Yes, that magical damage control party that allows you to shoot down airplanes. Just magical. Wow, and 2 fires. She has to repair it or damage on this, which she did, so if I do another dive bomber strike and I get the fire, that Lexington is dead. Now, in retrospect, when the enemy Lexington attacked me, I should have used damage control party immediately when I saw the flooding. That would have, I probably would have over 10,000 HP left at this point, which would mean that, it would have been more difficult for him to do a follow-up attack on me to try to take my ship out. But now the Lexington is down, so I don't really have any threats on my ship left, so I'll start sailing closer to the enemies, because at this point it's just farm, farm, farm. I compliment these 2 ships because they were defending me. Now I'm not sure if there were other ships that were there. I wasn't paying enough attention at that time. But they were defending me and helping defend me, which probably did help save me some HP. I'm not sure if it actually saved me, but being on less HP is, or being on more HP is still better. So I want to do the same thing on the Colorado. Dive bombers first, torpedo bomber follow-up, and hopefully the flooding will take her out. Now, of course, these kinds of pesky float planes tend to be somewhat of an issue, mostly because, well, if you only strike 1 squad at a time, it ends up being kind of difficult. Now, one thing I've noticed is that one of the most important things when playing US dive bombers is that you need to have a very good approach angle, like straight from the rear or from straight ahead. Because if the ship even slightly turns, the surface area or the cross section between the surface areas of the dive bomber drop plus the ship are going to get a lot smaller with these large dive bomber drops. Okay, so he didn't actually use Damacon here, but I'll just drop one anyway because I don't think he is going to use it. And I might as well deal the alpha damage of the torpedo bombers. Now look. Wow. I hit 5 torpedo bombers from this on a Colorado. Yeah, if I can just use 1 dive bomber here on the Colorado, that would actually finish the job. Now I have to say though, we have lost quite many ships in return. We are down 6 ships. They have lost more though, 8 ships. So I think we're still massively ahead. Oh wow, and the 6th torpedo even hit something as well. I think the 6th torpedo hit the Graf Spee and caused the flooding. I'm gonna drop my dive bombers. I think I'll drop on this Bismarck, because remember, these are still tier 8 dive bombers. Look, as you can see, like I just got really lucky with this dive bomber drop, but honestly, that was not a drop on point. Seriously though. I can't believe the Graf Spee got hit by that torpedo. All 6 of them hit and that drop. Oh well, time for a Bismarck drop. She did use Damacon, and she is healing. Yeah, I messed this up. So the Lexington has tier 8 planes, which I actually noticed has been quite an issue, because I have been running out of planes. And it's an issue because, you know, if this is a tier 6 to 8 game, so I'm gonna lose a lot less planes, right? Because the anti-air isn't as powerful, but it's still a Lexington. It can get into tier 10 battles, and if you have to strike near like Des Moines or Minotaur or Montana or something like that, you can lose a lot of your planes. I've been easily deplaned even in a tier 6 to 8 game, due to, you know, ships like the Alabama and the North Carolina being around. I think it's a lot less of a problem on ships like the Shokaku, mostly because, you know, she is more focused on torpedo bombers, so you're less likely to lose so many planes to the close approach, because, oh my god, she survived with 1000 HP, and she's gonna Damakan now, right? Well, she's burning, and she's healing at the same time, but her HP is going up, for now at least. I did get my high caliber though. I'll be honest, playing the Lexington is one of the easiest things ever. Mostly because you don't have to... Well, I guess you do have to account for enemy fighters, but you don't have to account for your own fighters, so it's really stress-free because you'll never have to think about, oh, will my fighters get strafed or anything like that. So I want my torpedo bombers to go and strike that Nagato because I want more damage for him, because we have already won the game anyway. I just didn't want to fly through the anti-air of Bismarck. It was almost dead, because doing a drop on them would have been kind of wasteful. But you know, flying through it would also be wasteful. So I took out the Colorado, and now I guess I can start moving my ship closer. Otherwise the Colorado could have shot me, and considering I still have only 9000 HP, that would probably not be a good thing. I'm thinking, actually dropping on this side on the Nagata is a bad idea. Maybe I should go for the... drop on the... Nah, I'll drop on the Nagata after all. Hopefully the Graf Speer's defensive fire, if she has it, will not reach. Let's try to do a decent drop. This Nagata isn't going at a fast speed though, so I'm not sure. I think I'll miss... Yeah, I'll miss some. Way too much lead. I think the Nagata actually slowed down, or just wasn't going full speed. So well played by him. Regardless what he did, it enabled him to avoid my torpedo bombers, or some torpedoes, and the enemy torpedo, or the friendly torpedoes by my team. However, there isn't all that much he can do against these dive bombers, so yeah, I'm sorry Nagato, but this will probably hurt. Now he's speeding up though, so he'll try to dodge even more. I still got my 2 fires though, and oh wow, this plane is spotting me. And my dive bombers will come up, and it's only the Nagato left. I mean, will I reach 200k damage? She is burning, so it's possible. If my teammates don't kill the Nagato too quickly. Come on, 198k? Oh well. Close enough. I mean, it's still a 200k damage game on a Lexington, so I should be quite happy with that. So this was the Strike Lexington. Basically you just go around striking things. Kinda like Strike Midway, except you don't have to account for your fighters, but if you're against Shokaku, you're gonna have a bad time. Got a high caliber devastating strike, 190k damage, 1868 base XP. Considering the number 2 on my team was at 1360, you know, I did quite well. I complimented the enemy Lexington because her strike was actually really good, and it could have potentially been able to take me out if my team hadn't pushed and the enemy Lexington hadn't been kind of out of position. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, then like it. If not, then dislike it. And I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Moorboat, and I hope I see you guys next time.